We made it to the end of September 2025, back to the podcast this week. And if you have been around Community Christian, you have probably had an opportunity to meet Jeremy Smith. We are super blessed to have him on our team. And so tell everybody a little bit of your role here. And then I'm going to ask you a little bit about your story too and how you even got connected to Community.
Yeah, well, I'm Jeremy. My role here in Morgan Hill specifically, I like to say yesterday I was the Randy of the Morgan Hill campus, but I'm the campus minister here for Community Christian. A lot of things with the building, helping out our friends Jerry and Susan with things around the building and what owning a building entails, and a lot of that stuff that goes with that, and helping with janitorial, all the fun stuff.
Yeah, you really oversee a lot of the facility stuff, right? Because we have people that come in and use it. We have different events. We have weddings, funerals, all of that. And so we got to take care of the property and also helping us manage our rental agreement even at Foxworthy. But then there's the people side of this where God's really growing you in ministering, in a lot of pastoral ministry roles. And that's where a lot of people have engaged with you. Often like Randy or Myron do at Foxworthy, when people come for the first time at Morgan Hill, if they fill out a connection card, particularly if they've come back a second time, you try and reach out because we want to build relationships.
They're going to most likely hear from me if they've been here more than once. And that's everybody. They're going to get a call or a text from Jeremy or an email. And it's been life-changing.
Yeah,
honestly.
For you. Yeah. To walk with all these people. Because that's what I see because you get to know them and you get to hear stories of, hey, God's calling us, and so that's why we showed up in church, or we just moved to the area, or we just went through something tragic and we feel like we need to be part of a church community. I mean, you hear all those backstories, and then when people say, hey, I would like to be baptized or I would like to serve, you make those connections as well.
Yeah, it's beyond comprehension sometimes of what I get to do for a living, and what I've come from the secular world, especially the baptizing stuff, right? Like, what? Right? Interacting with people and following up with guests. I mean, I come from a sales background and a customer service background, so that to me, it's second. It's easy, but getting to get people's stories, people. Bad, good stuff, all in between
tragic,
is happening in this in our society, and it's just been an honor and a privilege to get to be the other guy on the other end of that phone.
Yeah, and it's been really a blessing to watch you do that. It's been a blessing to watch you grow in your ministry skills and your theology and your Bible knowledge over the year as you're walking people through spiritual decisions, like often doing what we would call like pastoral counseling with people or helping direct them to the right people. And God has just built these things up in you. And again, we know, like we saw in the book of Acts, I happen to be going through Acts now, like a lot of people who are reading through the Bible in a year. I know you and I have been on that plan. Yeah. And we see the apostles say, hey, we got to be responsible to teaching the word. The church is growing. We need other people with customer service, or the Bible would call them shepherds, to care for the people. And God brought you along at the right time in Community Christian, and you are really shepherding and walking with people. And like I said, it's a blessing to me because, we have to have a team to take care of all these people. Tell me, just so people know, because one of the things we said, if you didn't know, we had our 15th anniversary celebration. We had it in the park, never done a service in the park. It takes a lot. Jeremy was a huge part. And so we'll come back to that because I want people to just know a little behind the scenes of what it takes for us to pull off an event like that. But part of the vision we cast was, man, I really believe in 2026. So, I mean, we're 3 months away from that, really.
Yep.
We need to continue and get back to taking a lot of initiative to raise up leaders. And I think your story speaks to that, of what God can do with someone. Now, not everyone's going to work full-time for a church, right, or have the ability to shift out of the marketplace. But some people might work part-time or just have capacity or bandwidth to take on a significant role while they run their business or do their career or work, be at home and with their kids or whatever. But really kind of tell your story really quick. God called you, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's my story. So I was in a sales industry, 25 years, union employee, Thought I would do it till the day I either stopped living or it was time to stop
retire.
working.
Yeah.
And someone came along. I was attending Community Christian. We've been here almost 10 years. And one of the pastors thought, you know what? I think you should do this.
Yeah.
And it threw me back. It was something I never even thought about. And then next thing you know, I'm coming into the office an hour or two every afternoon, Monday through Thursday, trying to put an 8-hour day together for the church and what that looks like. And it's a lot of learning on the job and a lot of, have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing, but I was growing inside and it was changing me. And it ultimately led to a place where a company that I'd been with, a 50-year-old company, decided to close their doors and sell the business. And I didn't know what I was going to do.
Right.
And we talked for a couple of months while I was in limbo and living off severance. And God put us together in a way that,
not what you thought. Well, like Jeremy said, they've been at Community now, he and Marissa and their kids for 10 years. But really it was 10 years ago that God began to call you something, right? You guys you had young kids and you're like, my spiritual life needs to look different. And man, you got plugged into the church and you right away, you're like, man, I need Jesus. But you had an evangelist heart right out the bat. You're like, I want other people to know Jesus. As you were getting to know Jesus, you're like, I want people to know this. And Ryan and Kyle and guys were here, saw that in you at the time. And they said, hey, you have a passion for this.
What I didn't see.
Yeah, they didn't, but you didn't know this customer service gift that you already had, that you were using in the marketplace. They saw that. And so you just started volunteering. And then eventually it took a long time. We're like, hey, could you work a few hours for us? And so you would finish your full-time job, come by the office for a couple hours, and we paid you for a few hours, and because you just loved the church. And then when that shift happened in your life, God opened the door for us to bring you on full-time. And you and Marissa are like, we think this is the right time. And the church took a big step, right, to bring on another full-time employee. And it's been a blessing. So we want to see more stories like that here. You're an example of that. Give the people just a little bit of background of what it took to put together the service in the park for the 15th anniversary. Because I'll say this, people walked up when we did that service earlier this week, and they're like, oh, this is bigger than I thought it was going to be. In a sense, it was more set up. Like people were like, oh, this feels like a festival, as everyone was showing up right around 10 o'clock for the service. And you and your team and you and Randy, and I mean, it took a lot of volunteers to make it happen.
No, and I mean, a lot of that, Will, is your leadership and your vision casting to the team. And what does that look like? I mean, I think when we started talking about this, we started talking about, posting up on that little hill, right? And doing church from that hill. And we're like, no, we need a stage.
Yeah.
And then going back and forth with the city and making sure we had the permits for the city. And then we wanted a stage, and then the stage needs a permit. And then a generator needs a permit. All these little things that we were just didn't think about.
Oh yeah, even if we're going to cook and serve food out there, there's
cook
another
and serve
step.
Food, and like, do the barbecues out there work? What can we do to make this? And it's not just me. It was a huge team behind me, helping me along the way. A ton of volunteers. We had 90 plus volunteers out there, including the worship team. I mean, we were all out there for one goal, was to make it successful. But honestly, all that kind of stuff, I love it. It's like my jam. I can do that stuff and plan events like that all the time. I'm not super creative in that sense, that I don't think I come up with the visions like you had. That's where, obviously you come in that vision casting, but the planning and the logistics, to me, it was pretty easy, to be honest.
Yeah.
And like I said, I didn't do it all myself.
Yeah.
There's a lot of help, but getting a stage and having, one of our new part-time employees, Darren, helping us out and getting a stage with the connections that he had, and having Ryan hook up the speakers and getting all that stuff in together, and all of it kind of just working together and melding together. And you had a friend with the portable toilets to have out there, right? I mean, that was huge, to have extra restrooms for, we didn't know how many people. We were hoping 500, 600 people came, and praise God, they did, right?
Yeah.
It was an amazing day.
Yeah. And if you missed it, we missed you. We know there's people traveling. We know there's people that an outside service felt a little uncomfortable. That's why even Jeremy worked with, we have a great friend. He has a great friend who owns a private security group.
Yep.
And so they came out, and it was even great to hear some of our law enforcement guys in our church said, hey, thanks for having the security out here to watch the kids build in, to watch us out here. We just know there's things happening and we're trying to do things in a safe way. So again, what you just said a minute ago is what the church should look like. It's the unity of the church. There's people who have different gifts and everybody took different pieces. And that included, the 75 people yesterday, at least, that served, that helped people park, helped run kids community, helped cook food, helped play music, who helped run sound, who set out chairs. That was just what a beautiful picture yesterday of what Community Christian is. And to see both campuses together, it just was a joy.
Yeah, we talk about where our talents lie a lot, right? And when it comes to time, treasure, and talents, and we got a lot of all of that yesterday, and different talents coming together to make one thing happen. And there was so many people that came to help that had nothing to do with the planning and just melded right in and just fit into the Community Christian DNA and just served.
Yeah.
And it was
Agreed.
A great day, man.
It was. So let me just say, why did we do that? Because it takes investment, time, energy, some finances to do that. We wanted to do something different, to stop and say, not just be in our normal setting, to have something we would remember. Hey, remember that time we were outside? 15 years of God's faithfulness to church. Look at all the stories. Let's talk about the 500 plus baptisms in the last 15 years. Yeah. Each of those is a story of someone saying yes to Jesus and publicly confessing that. And when we stop, right, and remember, and it also is hopefully a momentum point or a launching point to say, okay, now where are we going next? And as we put this service together, I was like, okay, God, what are we going to say about what's next? And I was in the midst of finalizing what I was going to say on Saturday, the day before the service. And, when you put things out there, when you cast vision for something, I don't want to just cast vision I hope that happens. I want to really go for it. And so it's always scary, right? No one likes to fail. And there's times of failure. We've made mistakes at community. We've failed at things. But I was like, how much do I want to say? And I just really felt like it started pouring out of my heart, right? That in 2 years from now, we need to plan another campus. We need to move back towards that. People are drawn to Jesus in a new and a fresh way. When something fresh starts, it's a way for them to jump in. You jumped in early in the church. You were with us when we kicked off Gilroy. We relaunched on Sunday nights.
Gilroy 2.
Yeah, but right before COVID, and it got, quite honestly, stepped on.
Oh, yeah.
We were in a public building. We couldn't meet, and it crushed it. We had only 10 weeks into it. And I just know that God is drawing people in a new way, and God has given us some amazing people here. So like I said earlier, we need to invest in leaders in 2026. And but we're going to start aiming to do our best with God's leading. If God shifts it, he shifts it, but to plan another campus in 2027. I know there's work to be done at Morgan Hill. I know there's work to be done at Foxworthy. We're thankful to rent from Foxworthy Bible Church, but there's things that we've got to do there to create space for people. But we need to begin to look towards that. And so that vision just coming out of yesterday is so important for me and our team. And what are we going to aim at? And it's going to speak to how we raise up leaders, right, on each campus, how we invest in people, what we're preaching at, what a campus would look like, what resources we need God to provide, just like he provided all the resources for the outdoor service. So it was a moment of God's been faithful, and it was a moment to look forward. And again, if you missed it, we missed you. We love you. Yeah, we're thankful for all you do. Because
we're not going to
go ahead.
The 20-year anniversary, or can we skip that and just go 25
we'll
and
see.
go big?
We'll just see what happens in the next couple of years. Let's just focus, on what's ahead. We won't get 5 years out just yet. But you and your team and so many people on the team did a great job putting that together, creating a spot to celebrate who God is and what he's done.
It's
so
definitely a team effort.
Yeah, no doubt.
Not just paid staff. It was volunteers. And
way more volunteers than
way
paid
more
staff.
volunteers.
Yeah, 10 times.
But we have a team that, we've built here. You've helped build here, that it's just
I love the DNA, right? The servant-heartedness of people. And there were people at the church yesterday with us till 2:30, almost 3 o'clock, right? Putting things away, reorganizing, getting things back to campuses, because that's just what it takes. But I love we have a team that's willing to work hard to do something good for the people they love and for their church. So I'm grateful. Hey, we're thankful for you. We're excited about where we're going. We're looking forward to this week, back to Thursday night service, the Morgan Hill campus, back to our normal services at Foxworthy and Morgan Hill on Sunday. God willing, we'll see you as we kick off the Rooted series.
See you later. Bye-bye.